Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Well, dawn is arriving, but it looks like it's in no rush. Daylight is in no hurry to get here at 6:11 a.m. Central Standard Time, January 5th, 2019, the 12th day of Christmas. All right, and there's only 12 days of Christmas, right? So this is the 12th and last. Tomorrow we have Carnival beginning. Carnival. All right. Purple, green, and gold. But that's another story for another time. Another time, another place. All right. So what we have this morning is from 1830. Well, I don't know about this particular brand, but the company was founded in 1830. Bellows Club Whiskey. This is when it was being made by Jim Beam, bottled in Kentucky. Now it will say St. Louis because it was bought by Luxco. The new one is Bellows Whiskey. Is it the same recipe? This I do not know. I have no way of finding that out. I don't see Bellows Club Whiskey anymore online, so this could be a discontinued product. Versus Kentucky Gold. Kentucky blended whiskey, 375 milliliter plastic bottle. Nothing like the thud of plastic. Glass. You take the plastic, I'll take the glass. I bought this in Baton Rouge on Louisiana Highway 30, eastbound or southbound. It goes south and then it turns east, but I guess ultimately it's eastbound. At a little convenience store, and they might have glass bottles there too, but I said, oh, well, let me try the Kentucky Gold. I never heard of it. As soon as I looked at the back, I said, oh, that's Heaven Hill. That's that Heaven Hill insignia. It's listed on their website under the product specifications. There's no photos or description of it, okay? Kentucky blended whiskey, blended and bottled in Kentucky. Doesn't say distilled, does it? But it's Kentucky whiskey, so it has to be distilled in Kentucky. All right, so they don't have to repeat that. Actually, Bardstown, Nelson County, Kentucky. Quality control distillers. You say, gee, I never heard of quality control distillers. Yeah, I know, because it's Heaven Hill. It's one of those alias brand names which the U.S. government allows companies to have. Some of them have dozens of alternate names. So this is from 1992, not this particular bottle, but the brand. You say this thing's been lurking around since 1962. Yeah, it even found its way to Louisiana. Is it common in Louisiana? No, it is not. Are any Heaven Hill blended whiskeys common in Louisiana? Yes. Heaven Hill Kentucky blended whiskey. Well, you've seen that before maybe. So here we go, Bellows. Is Bellows common in Louisiana? I wouldn't say common, but I did buy it at internet. Yikes, I'm about to pour it in the same glass. Our international market, which carries a lot of unusual things. I won't be back there for a few years though, I think, because I have such a back stock. I really don't need to buy anything else. And then I know if I go and I see something strange, I'm going to say, oh, I have to buy it. I have to buy it. And then I can have even more stuff in the cabinet that I haven't even gotten to yet. And so there's really no point to it. I mean, enough's enough. Okay. Yeah, I see daylight coming a little bit. It's about 41 degrees outside. It's damp and kind of damp. Louisiana has a damp mornings, and wearing my Southeastern Louisiana University stuff. Lions. Yeah, they had a bad football season in 2018. They're doing bad in basketball. Maybe they'll do better in baseball. I don't know. Okay. They're both golden. This one is a little more gold than that one, but it's so minimal. I don't think I'd be thrown off if I glanced at them. What is this one? Kentucky Gold. Okay. Do I think it'll be a challenge? No, not in. I don't think so, because the Kentucky Gold seemed kind of not too great. I mean, if this is Kentucky Gold from Heaven Hill, I'd hate to see what Kentucky Silver or Bronze tastes like, to tell you the truth. Good morning, Ron, says John and Neil A. I was thinking about you last night. I was thinking, I wonder, this is just thinking, right? Like, I'm thinking, okay, John and Neil A. and I talked about doing that, what was it, Living? Oh, can't even get my stuff straight. Carlo Rossi, White Zinfandel. Then we were talking about doing the Bacardi Black. And I was thinking, I got to talk to him about trying to do the Bacardi Black. And then not long after, follow up with Bacardi Gold. And then follow up with Bacardi Silver. In other words, not drag it out for a long, long time. But then on the other hand, that means he would have to buy the 3 bottles. So if we did drag it out, it wouldn't matter either. You know, I'm not saying, oh, no, somebody needs to go out and buy 3 bottles of rum so we can do examinations. No, I wouldn't think that way. I'm just saying that would be the lineup perspective, so to speak. Because I got to get through all these. How you like, cousin? I've got to. Yeah, right. Like, that's important. Get through all these taste challenges for the blended. And I would like to finish off all my short, I don't say small because some of them are 750, but let's say short bottle. I think it's all Canadian whiskey down there. Like, oh, and then there's a Chivas Regal. Okay, but I've got that Caliber Canadian blended whiskey and the Heir to the Throne. I'd like to know what throne they think they're going to inherit. But anyway, so I'd like to get through that. All these products. Okay, Battle of the Ultra Cheapies, says Johnny Neely. Yeah, the Bellows Club Whiskey was $8.99 for the 1 liter. Now, international market has some interesting things. $8.99 for a bottle of the New England craft whiskey, right? Berkshire Mountain Distilleries. Corn whiskey aged in cherry wood. It was a blend of oak age and cherry wood age. I liked it. My friend David said it made it taste strange. This challenge may determine whether or not I buy a bottle of Kentucky Gold in the near future. And I can buy a glass bottle. Well, it's your $8 to $10. Like I already bought my bottle of the Bacardi Black. I'm going to try to pick up a bottle of the Carlo Rossi White Zinfandel today, he says. Okay. Good idea. I'm going to try to get Jean-Pierre to do it. He bought that Livingston Cellars Burgundy, but looked like he's polishing that off pretty quickly. So we'll have to, he'll have to do a repurchase if we ever want to examine that. All right. I think the Bellows is going to be richer and spicier, and I think it has a higher rye content. And I think the Heaven Hill is going to be sort of poor with that weird melon flavor. This is my assumption. I don't know. I'm about to do the challenge. Is Kentucky Gold worth buying? Is it worth buying? Is it worth buying? I cannot sit here and tell somebody they should not buy something when I've got a can of Earthquake High Gravity 10% in the fridge, because I couldn't resist buying it in Texas when I saw the new label. I told David, new label, 10%. He's like, what is that stuff? I said, oh, don't even ask. But I bought it though, didn't I? Okay, and guess what showed up at Walmart again? I saw it yesterday, day before yesterday. I said, oh, look at you showing back up, you homely little item. Yeah, that's right. Rockdale Ice, $1.34. And I said, look at this here. Rockdale Ice is back. It's almost like it was a relapse than a return. You know what I mean? Like you want to use negative connotations. And I almost bought it. And I said, well, why? Why would you revisit that? So I put it back. I said, no, I'll just tell people that it came back. Oh, well, here we go on with the taste challenge. The nose. Well, okay. You know what? hey, you like corn grits because that's what you're getting in the nose. Yellow corn grits, not the white hominy that you get from Quaker Foods. You know, that company Quaker Oats, whatever. They make not just oats. They make all kind of cereal items. But the white grits are different. I would say go buy a can of the Bush's Golden Hominy and smell that and taste it, and then imagine how it would taste without salt. I mean, they got to add salt. And then you might get an approximation of this. So you might be sitting there saying, well, all you're doing is smelling corn whiskey. Essentially, that is Rockdale Ice is making a comeback in 2019, says John. And they're like, yeah, unfortunately it is. Land on Lushy. Landon Lushy. Okay, Landon Lushy, sorry. Good morning, Ron. Seattle Seahawks must take over the NFC. Well, I'm going to let you put your money on that because I surely would not. I would not be putting my money on that. But if they win, fine. I'm picking Dallas, but I'm not particularly confident in that pick, to tell you the truth. Why? Why am I not confident in Dallas? 2 words. Ezekiel Elliott. No, he's good. It's not him. It's Dak Prescott. Anytime I think Dallas could do it, then I think to myself, oh, wait, Dak Prescott's the quarterback. You say, yeah, but he could scramble around. He can scramble around. He can scramble around. Yeah, he sure can. Oh, well, you know what? He might do a wonderful job this evening. But on the other hand, he probably won't, and they'll just barely survive beating Seattle. But I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know for football? Steve from Philly says, great morning, Ron. Nick Foles, Philly, ha ha, I agree. Philadelphia could be a team that could shock everybody in 2018, 2019. Remember last season, 2018, 2017, 2018? Remember the shock. If I were you, I would be fearing the Eagles. But let's worry about NFL later. Let's worry about this taste challenge. We don't want to get caught up. Heck, at 11 a.m. Central, I plan to watch the college football, NCAA football championship, subdivision championship. That's a mouthful. Eastern Washington versus North Dakota State. I'm sure it'll be a fun game to watch. Now, by the time it gets to be around 28-0, North Dakota State over Eastern Washington, I'll turn it off. But until it becomes a blowout, I'll enjoy it. Now, this one here is more spicy and less corn grits, yellow corn grits. So see, right now, initially, this is only initially, you know what that means to start off. I think this is the Bellows. Oh. It just has a richer aroma, it's spicier, more rye. This one is just corn. What are those things you can buy? They're not too popular anymore, but back in the 80s, everybody would be chewing those corn nuts, they call them. Something like that. So if you like corn, maize, this could work. But then when you start tasting, then that melon thing comes in and you say, what the what? Okay. See, you know it's not melon. Like there's no melon in it. There's no honeydew. So I am picking up some rye spice, though, I have to admit. And some grain, alcohol, corn, some wood, some char. You know, these 80-20 blends, it's 80% grain neutral spirits. So it's 80% sort of like neutrality. And I mean really neutrality, like there's no aroma or flavor. There is, but it's vacant. It's vacant. Then your flavor's coming in from that 20% added. But it will present flavor. Like if you get a blended scotch, it'll be the same concept, or blended Canadian whiskey. It'll be the same concept. You'll get flavor, but it'll be on the top 20% band. The bottom will just be body. It'll have body, but it won't have any depth of flavor. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, depth of shock factor. Forget the challenge and crack open a Hams. Actually, I have a Hams, but I'm going to save it for the Wild Card Wednesday. One of the Wild Card Wednesdays. You know what? I'll do it for a Wild Card Wednesday beer. Okay. I might do a double up later today instead of doing tomorrow morning. I have to think about it. I could do it tomorrow morning. It only give me 20 minutes, 19, 20 minutes, but isn't that enough? This one has a much stronger flavor over here, a much stronger flavor. Now, is it a better flavor? Now, that's in the eye of the beholder, so to speak. It's more rye. It's more, I don't know what kind of spice that is. You say, well, they could add flavor. They can't really add flavor, and they can add blending sherry, but maybe it's some kind of cocktail sherry that gives it that little strange twist. It's almost like they put a lime peel twist in it. You know that isn't what happened, but it tastes like I did not make mixed drinks this morning. I just poured these straight. You watched me do that. You say, what other alcohol did you drink this morning? Nothing. I drank 3 cups of coffee, Walmart medium blend. Is it any good? It's okay. It tastes like it must be made by Folgers. It has that Folgers house style, which is sort of like it's moderate. You know, it's very restrained. You know, Walmart is buying their coffee from somebody. Okay. Has that melon, I don't know. Well, if John wants to buy the Kentucky Gold, you can experience some strange aromas and flavors. It is rye, though. Not in that Sazerac rye blended whiskey. Sazerac has a really spicy thing, though. I don't think I've ever picked up a melon flavor with any whiskey I've had. Interesting. Would you consider that a desirable quality in whiskey? No. I would consider what they call it on Proof 66, an exotic flavor. Like it shouldn't be there. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like, oh, it tastes so bad. It's so bad I can't stand it. No, it's just like, oh, it's so strange. And anyway, people buying this stuff are doing 99.9%. You know what they're doing. They're making a highball. You say, what kind of highball? They're buying a bottle of Pepsi and they're pouring it they're pouring it in the Pepsi, or they're mixing it. You know what they're doing. They're not sitting there at home on a silver serving tray and with the glass straw, whatever that mixing tool. You would doubt it, right? Or it'd be like at the Chinese restaurant over here. They got it on the shelf, and you say, I want some whiskey, something. That's what they have it for. Ain't nobody going to buy Kentucky Gold or Bellows Club whiskey and do what I'm doing. You say nobody in their right mind. I don't think I'm crazy to do it. It's just there are products. They exist. They're available, maybe, in your area. And so I'm trying. I'm telling you what I think. There's no great. I've talked about this in the past. It's not a great quest. We are not on a quest. There's no end game. It's not like, we've reached the pinnacle. We've accomplished so much. No, we have not. But it's enjoyable to try them and tell you what I think. That's a lot more an intense flavor. I swear, it's like they have lime peel. a lime peel and they twisted it. You know, it squirted a little bit and they threw it in there. I don't know what that is. I picked up that melon taste in younger and craft whiskeys. I find it off-putting, says Jeff Knapp. It's definitely not on-putting. You know what I mean? It's definitely not something you've tasted and you think, wow, this really adds to the whiskey. It's like, wow, this is like something wrong, right? Okay, but anyway, which one's better here? I think the one on the right is better because it has some interesting flavors. It's not way better. And anyway, the price is the same. Actually, yeah. I think the Bellows is cheaper, $8.99 for a liter, but that's an unusual price. I mean, you're not going to find it for that price where you live. It's probably going to be $11.99, assuming you can find it. I just run across these really weird bargains at weird stores like International Market. It's like you're not going to find Rich and Rare Reserve for $9.99. I did. I bought it, but more than likely you're going to pay $10.99 or higher. Okay, well, let's go with this. You know what that flavor is? It's something from the wood. It's like wood and char. And I think it's that, I always say Jim Beam has a really weird green wood and cellar mold flavor. And I don't know what it is about Jim Beam. I'm not saying it's a bad per se flavor, but it's strange. And I think, and this I don't know, but I think the Bellows Club whiskey is probably a young Jim Beam. But they're saying 4 years old. Straight whiskeys in this product are 4 years old or more. So this is what I don't understand. They're using 20% straight whiskey. This was back in the Claremont Frankfurt days. Jim Beam. His age 4 years. Well, that would be standard Jim Beam, no? 4 years. 4 years. So, man. Okay. I'll go along with that. So, okay, I'm going to say they're probably using or were using, and you can find these old bottles lingering around from time to time. They were, this is a guess and a hypothesis, and I'm going to be pretty confident in this. I'm going to be pretty confident in this. I think what this is, without any way to support it except for some circumstantial evidence, I think this was straight Jim Beam, you know, the 4-year age, mixed with 80% grain neutral spirits. And then immediately bottled. The grain neutral spirits were young, fresh, grain alcohol, and they mixed it at an 80-20 ratio. And they bottled it and they bought it, and people bought it. And that's why you have that green wood and that strange cellar mold, because Jim Beam has that. Now, some people hate Jim Beam, and I think they hate it because of that. I love donut shop style coffee. Delicious, he says. Josh says. Time for a Shoe Nice Slam Challenge. Steve from Philly says. Well, I don't do slam videos where I chug stuff. Although my friend David claims I chug beer. He'll always say, sip, chug, sip, chug. He claims he's sipping and I'm chugging. David. I said, you know, I'm doing a beer review, so I'm drinking it. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a person to talk. And you can use your imagination to figure out where I'm going with that. What a person to talk about me chugging beer, you know, like, ha, ha, ha. That is really comical. But anyway, I can take the hits. That's got to be club whiskey because there's no way that Kentucky Gold had that weird flavor, man. I'm hip. You don't look hip. All right. You thinking on it, not drinking on it. I'm thinking and drinking. What are you talking about? Jim Beam blended with neutral spirits and immediately bottled. That is a bold statement. It is a bold statement, but I believe it's a true statement and an accurate statement. And in no way, there is no way I can back that up. Because you know as well as I do that Jim Beam, Beam Suntory would never confirm that. But they may not deny it. You see, they would give you a very ambiguous response. It would be something like, you know, thank you very much for your interest in our company. The Beam Suntory company focuses on quality, and our portfolio contains a wide array of blah 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 blah, and then they would say, we no longer handle the Bellows whiskey line, but for further inquiries, you may contact Luxco. You know, something like, it would never. They would just like sidestep the topic. I've run into that with many beer, wine, and liquor companies. They'll answer your inquiry, but it'd be more like a form letter statement. It won't really answer what you're trying to get at. Now, Anheuser-Busch, yeah, when there were some specific things like the date being wrong, when they said that Bud Ice was introduced in 1984, and I showed them very clearly that it was 94, they did respond and say, you were right, we were wrong, we'll fix it, which they immediately did. Well, that's a little different. That's just a mistake on the internet. You see, that's not like a recipe issue where we got to be careful. Great analysis, honest reviews. Thank you, Steve from Philly. All right, well, here we go. So you're talking about, I'm not drinking it. Look, ta-da, gone till the break of dawn. There's dawn. No Tony Orlando, but dawn. All right. Now, I think this is the Kentucky Gold. Like I said, if this is Kentucky Gold, I would hate to taste the silver or the bronze. I would hate to taste the silver or the bronze. Here we go. Please wish me the best. Kentucky Gold. Here we go. It better say KG at the bottom there. KG. And it do. It does say Kentucky Gold. Bam. How you feel, play? Boom. How you feel, play? No, you don't feel play because you probably indifferent to this. But I'm very excited because I knew it. On aroma only. On aroma only, I nailed it. Hey, 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 hey. Is Bellows Club Whiskey very similar to other American blended whiskeys? The answer is no. Is it unique? The answer is yes. Another question. Does Bellows Club Whiskey have aromas and flavors that are unlike any other blended whiskey you will try? Yes. Is Bellows Club Whiskey an item worth seeking out and buying? Yes. Is there a chance that you may not like the flavors and aromas of Bellows Club Whiskey? Yes. Will you ever forget the flavors and aromas of Bellows Club Whiskey, whether you like them or not? No, you will not. The second glasses tell you the real review. I'm not going into second glasses because I'm thinking about doing the Frio 6.0 solo review today. Frio 6.0. Think about me today. I can't do the earthquake 10% today. I got to go drive somewhere. I don't need that in my life today. I mean, the can is there. It's in the fridge. Every time I open the fridge, I see it. I try to look away. But there it is. Saying, I'm here. You can't run. You can try. But you know you want me in your can collection, don't you? And my answer is yes, I do. And it's a weakness. Drinking on it and drinking. Yeah, thinking on it and drinking on it. Right. Aldehyde says, laugh out loud, Ron. Is Bellows any good? Well, Valentin, George, is Bellows any good? That's the question of the hour. Well, it smells, you know, like the label looks old. It says 1830, and I swear it smells like, oh no, mama. It smells like something old, like, it's like, what do they do? Keep old whiskey stocks from the 1830s? It is strange. You ever been in an old house, like a really old house where the furniture's everything's old and it's wood and it's just so old and dusty and musty and creaky. It has that. It's I don't know, man. But you can't discount it and like blow it off like it's a joke, because then you would be living in a okay. You can't don't laugh it off, because Luxco did not jump up to buy Bellows for a lot of money because it was nothing. Okay. Jim Beam had it up for sale and Bellows jumped on it. There must be a reason. Makes sense, right? I've got it, and I bought the new Bellows, the current. Well, I have a 2015 bottle, but that's pretty new. So I am so very interested to see what the modern Bellows tastes and smells like compared to this ancient item, this throwback, this retrovision. Still haven't gotten the new Earthquake labels here yet. Earthquake is sold at most gas stations in my area. 24-ounce cans for $129. Yeah, that's pretty much what I paid for it, I think. Earthquake review again, laugh out loud. Yeah, because it's the 10% and it's the new label. Do a dog bite or super brew. I can't. I cannot do dog bite or super brew Valentin because I can't get them. You know what I'm saying? I can't review it. I can't access. But I'll say this. I have a lot of exciting reviews coming up. And by the way, John and Neely, I have a stout. I bought a stout yesterday. Just mentioning that in case somebody does a late morning stout examination on any Sunday. If you follow my lead there, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if someone sent me an invitation. But I did buy that stout for that particular reason. But you got me curious about the Earthquake now. No, don't be curious. That's like being curious about heroin. Just avoid it at all costs. Stouts are great. I love stouts. Okay, so I have a lot of exciting things coming up. I have Shiner's Brewer's Pride, a special hoppy ale. It's really exciting. I have the S'mores, a marshmallow chocolate beer. You say no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. And I had it on draft too. Can't wait to get to that. I have the Earthquake. Well, I can wait to get to that. That's like the dark side of beer reviewing. I got some more stuff being sent to me, which is going to be mind-blowing. Oh yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, what's coming up is so, you just can't wait. Like, I'm so excited. I don't want to wait at all. Okay, what else? I wanted to tell you something. Slipped my mind. Golly. I probably will do a stout Sunday at 10:30 tomorrow. Oh, you're going to do a stout Sunday? Well, I would join if invited. You know what I'm saying? Curiosity killed the cat. I am keenly interested to try a good imperial stout. What is your best? Best imperial stout I ever tried? Founders. And they say it's coming back. It's coming back. The best. The best. Founders Imperial Stout is the best. Okay. So I was trying to think what I was going to talk about. I don't know. It's just a bunch of exciting beers coming up. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting at. I might have to get one from the corner store, brown bag style. Talking about the Earthquake high gravity 10%. I was shocked to see the 10% because the ones that were lurking around this part of Louisiana for the last 2 or 3 years have been the 8%. But then I noticed recently they're gone. Maybe Racetrack and other stores said, get that out of our store. We have some kind of self-respect. I mean, I doubt that, but okay, I got to get off here because I have to do some things, and I want to go rooting through this fridge and see what I could wait on the Frio 6.0. I want to go look at, because I know what I wanted to mention. Okay, so I think I might do that Brewer's Pride hop ale. John Anili is a Saints fan, Ron. No, he's not. He's a Dolphins fan, Miami Dolphins fan. The 10% is the only variant we get in my area. Yeah, and there's a 12% lurking around out there, slithering around like a serpent. The 12%. My advice would be never drink that, ever. ever. And I can give you firsthand details of why you should never drink that. I won't do that to disgust you this morning, but never drink that. I know what I wanted to mention. Y'all can get on alcohol. Serpent, says Steve. You can get on my Facebook page called group called Alcohol Eggs. Alcohol Eggs. And this morning I posted a fascinating advertisement from 1941. This backs up what I've been saying for years. Here's the theory. Anelia is wearing a Saints cap right now. He sent me an Instagram. Okay. Here's the theory. Here's the theory. Or the common meme. What do they call it? A meme? Things people say all the time. People say all the time that in the 1940s, the big companies tried to sell fizzy yellow stuff to everybody and make all the beer the same, and they cared nothing about differentiated styles. I can show you that that is not correct. I have a 1941 advertisement that I posted on Alcohol Eggs. It's called Pabst Ale. And it's called Pabst Double Dry Ale. No joke. Now, get this. This is 1941, not 2011. You know, remember in 2011, everybody was saying, it's double dry hopped. It's double dry hopped. I'm getting excited. Okay, great. And I like those too. I'm a fan. But here's 1941. Stay with me. There's a very detailed description about the Pabst Double Dry Ale. They go into all this technical stuff. We double dry hop. I think they actually wet hop the ale. You know, like Sierra Nevada wet hop ale. They're saying, this ale is double dry because we put hops in the brew kettle, as people normally do. All right. Then they're talking about how at the end, we add a whole, I don't know how they describe it, a big glob, something like that. A huge glob of fresh picked hops to the Pabst ale. And then they go into all this detail. I'm like, wow. So in other words, like I said before, they were doing craft beer 50 years before, you know, they had craft beer. All the companies did double dry hopped ales, pale dry, stouts, porters, bocks. But what happened in the 40s and 50s and 60s? And IPAs, by the way, IPAs, you know what happened? People didn't buy it. You get it? It's not that they tried to have a secret conspiracy that the world would only drink yellow fizzy stuff. You would have to have a child's mentality to believe that. It's that people didn't buy it. You got me? Pabst didn't make any money with double dry hopped ale. They made money with Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's what people wanted to drink. Okay? Ballantine IPA, people didn't buy it. Budweiser Bock, people didn't buy it. They're in the business to make money, okay? They didn't make money with that stuff. The yellow fizzy stuff made money. Now here we go to the 1979, 89, 99, 2009 to 2019. The internet, right? Got it? Now all the varieties of styles come into play. Everybody's talking about it on chat. Back in the 80s, chat rooms and whatnot. Then it becomes a thing. But it wasn't a thing back then because for whatever reason it didn't sell. Money equals voting slips. And Jeff Knapp says the 1941 hipsters were drinking Pabst Double Dry before it was a thing. Right. Ballantines Ale. Ballantines India Pale Ale. Don't believe the myths. Don't believe the mythology. I need to make a video called The Mythology and the Reality. Coors and all these companies made experimental beers. Pabst had a big promotion in 1938 for their all malt beer, Pabst Ondecker, all malt, no adjuncts. And they were saying to America, don't you want a beer that's expensive but is wonderful because it has no adjuncts? Isn't that important to you? But you know what most of America said? We don't care. All right. It doesn't matter to us. We just want Pabst Blue Ribbon. So that's a fascinating thing to look at. So when I posted that Pabst double dry hopped ale, I know people are going to flip their wig. You know, they're going to whip their hair. They're going to whip their hair around when they see that, because it just verifies what I've been saying for so long. And some people won't even talk to me anymore because of it. But that's okay, because I was right. Anything that steered away from what was considered normal beer was frowned upon. That's right. Whip and nay nay. Oh, they're going to nay nay and whip. There's no doubt. When they see that, when they see that advertising, they're gonna be like, "Woo-ha, I got you all in check." They're not gonna believe it. I would watch that video, Ron. Well, it's not. Oh, that video is available. If you get on Alcohol Eggs, we'll look at all that. If y'all get on Alcohol Eggs, we will address all these intricate topics. Thanks for watching this video production. There might be a follow-up later today because of scheduling tomorrow. I don't want to rush tomorrow. Blah blah blah. Murmur murmur murmur. And all of that.